Good morning and shalom to all. Today's gospel is taken from Luke 9, verse 46 to 50. In today's gospel, we see how the disciples are arguing among themselves who is the greatest among them, who is the most important among them. Now, one thing to remember is that all the disciples are handpicked by God, are handpicked by Jesus Himself. They are to serve one another, each other, and to the people, just as Jesus served. But here we see that the disciples are arguing on petty things. They're arguing on petty things. Who is more greater than the other one? Who is more important? Now, we must have all seen when we are in a certain group. For example, choir, prayer groups, youth groups. When we are the member of these groups, at some point of time, we do know that we also get into these petty arguments, like who is more important over here. Since I sing, I'm the center. I should this should happen, that should happen. We start fighting for ranks, for acknowledgements of the higher ones, for status. We start arguing with our own peers, with our own colleagues, with our own members of the team. We start arguing them, we start competing with them, that who is better than the other. I think in the same way, disciples also, after being with Jesus for a certain amount of time, after being trained under Him, seeing how He's driving out demons, healing and curing everyone He meets, and they also start doing all what Jesus did Himself. And there must have come a point where they started comparing. Okay, I have driven out these amount of demons. How many demons have you driven out? I am more close to Jesus. I am His favorite. He depends on me more than you. There must have been a slight competition between the disciples. They were also humans, and we are also humans. So sometimes after achieving a certain status, a certain accomplishment, our pride and egos take place. And because of our pride and ego, these petty arguments happen in the group, which leads to discord in the group, divisions in the group. So same way, because of this only, the disciples were also arguing. Jesus knew their thoughts of what is going on, but He did not interfere. Rather, what He did was, in line 48, He brings a child in their midst, and He says this: "Whoever welcomes this little child in my name welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me." Now, why did Jesus bring a child in their midst? When we say a child, what do we mean? Usually children are associated with purity, innocence, humble. They listen to whatever you tell them. Now, Jesus has used the examples of children multiple times. Like, for example, in Matthew 18, verse 3 to 4, He says, "I assure that unless you change and become like little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever becomes humble like this child is the greatest of kingdom. Again in Matthew 19:14, he says, the kingdom of heaven belongs to those who are humble like children. Then again in Luke 18:17 and Mark 10:15, he mentions about children, how they are humble, and only when we become like children or act or think like children, then only we can enter the kingdom of heaven. Now, a child is always trusting and depending on the ones who care for them, their parents. When a father throws the child up in the air, the child is laughing, is smiling, because the child knows that his father is gonna catch him. He's not gonna drop him. The same way we have to trust a Lord that He's gonna take care of us, of all our problems, and that He is not going to let us go. I just want to tell an instance. During this past few weeks, there was a lot of pressure and workload from my college, lot of assignments and homeworks and studies. All of them were piling up one after the other, and I was having difficulties in handling them. My prayer life was not good. My family prayers became more less. And there was no peace in me. I was always anxious and worried when I will not complete this and that. Even I was not supposed to make this video, but here I am, all praise to God. I got a scolding from my spiritual father and said that you have not put God at the center of your life. And you are not putting that childlike trust which you had. And I just took these words to my heart, and I went back, and from the very next day I started handing over all of my problems, my anxieties and everything to God. I said, Lord, you take care of things. I don't know how will I do it, when will I complete, and how will I complete. And last Saturday only I got this news that from tomorrow, that is from Tuesday to Friday, we will have a 4-day holiday because some exams are going on in our college, and it gave me enough time to complete all of my assignments and catching up with all of my studies. You see, when you trust God like a child, when you put all of your work, all of your everything, your work, your studies, everything, you surrender it all to God, He takes care of them. Why don't you let Lord lead you? When you take an Uber, the driver, you don't tell the driver, oh please, you sit at the back seat and let me drive the car. No, you let the Uber driver take you to your destination. Let Jesus also take control of the car. Let Him drive while you sit back, chilled and relaxed, and let Him take you to your destination. He knows where you need to be, and you just need to let Him and stop worrying about what's gonna happen to you. A child is always carefree. They don't think much. They know that they have their parents at the back to provide them, to guide them and to lead them. They know, and that's why we say children are carefree, because they don't think about anything. But as we all grow up, all our egos, we are filled with so much anxiousness. We are haunted by our past. We fear the future. We fear the disappointments and failures, and all of these things are going in our mind constantly. And we are not letting God take control if we are thinking ourselves, instead of letting God do His will. We must let go of our egoistic, tendencies and our pride, and we must depend on our Heavenly Father for everything. Children are always humble of heart. And one thing to remember is that it is always the humble one who is willing to serve others. Jesus is still serving us in the form of Eucharist during the Holy Mass celebration. He is still serving us. So let us also ask God to grace us with the gift of being like children and being able to firmly trust and relax in the arms of our caring and loving Heavenly Father. Let us ask Him that give us that same trust on Him, to increase our faith in Him, that we may give all our worries, all our life, whatever is going, all the circumstances that are going on in our life, and give it to Jesus. Let us say, Lord, you take care of it. I put my all and give my all to you. You be the driver of my life. Let you take the back seat and let Lord drive the car. Don't worry, just chill, just relax, keep praying. But let me tell you, you will surely reach your destination. Once you trust God, you don't have to worry about any other things. Thank you. Shalom.